Hello and welcome to another edition of Rony's Tuesday Fun Race in Live for Speed. The 2021 season hits round 9 in the LX6 at Rockingham Historic Modified. I'm Peter Butcher, you're watching simbroadcasts.tv, and joining me in the commentary box tonight is a full complement of racers and commentators alike. It's Eoin, Harmon and Zdravko Topolniak. Welcome along, gents.
Good evening, Pete, and welcome everybody.
Good evening, everyone.
Tonight we head to round 9 of the championship. We've had 8 already. Here's where we've been before. The season started off at AS3, Aston National in the RB4, and after 9 rounds, we're in April already, and we're at the very sunny Rockingham in the morning weather. And yeah, talk us through the track, Eoin.
Gladly. So the modification comes through Sector 1, where most of us would be used to the Dean hairpin merging to the left. It's actually going right today, heading up towards the infield, and then we'll be turning left and then right at Piff Paff before we head to the familiar middle portion of the track with Gracelands down to Tarzan, the Brook curve, and then Gretton hairpin before the oval turn 4 makes it to the start finish line. So a very interesting challenge in our breath today. So we'll see how we get on.
Yeah, not a combination that was ever officially used, but one that we're using today. I haven't seen a race on this layout ever. Have you, Number?
I don't think I have. I don't think I have.
Well, the LX6 is certainly going to make it difficult. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the car?
Well, the car itself is a tricky beast to drive. It has a 1.8 liter inline 6 front engine. It's a light car with just a notch under 540 kilograms, and it has 190 horsepower. So that gives it a nice happy tail out of the corners. It has a nice grip. It's a copy of Lotus 7.
Yeah, there it says it's front-wheel drive. It's definitely not front-wheel drive. It's very much a rear-wheel drive car. There's a lot of power going through those rear wheels. 190 brake horsepower, in fact, and it's a very light car, so plenty for the drivers to think about. What's happening in qualifying? Who's topping the times?
For the moment, Jenner Unite, I'm just gonna keep saying that, is at the first place. He's the fastest at the moment. He's followed by Lagukas, who renamed him as Lacunast for today. Strange names. Then we have Bituar, Antonio, and Abscess, and Megadon at 5th place. One notable exception is that there isn't a time from Ricardo, and he isn't on the server at the moment.
Right,
That's
so yeah, could be Gabor and Unite who are holding up Sidus's honour today. And talking about Sidus's honour, it's probably about time to check out the Drivers' Championship and the Teams' Championship as it happens. So over in the Drivers' Championship, we have Ricardo leading the way, even though, as Number said, he's not here today. Unite for Sidus, he is here. He's currently on pole position provisionally. Then Yoni Catilla for World Class Lions, the sponsors of the series, in P number 3. Mandula for Race Green, the highest placed Race Green driver, in P4. Then it's Excellent 15 in P5. Sidus Botsi down in P6, and looks like another no-show for him today. Ayub in P7, Spiky P8 for Born to Race, Michael Malik P9, Kid for SBTV P10, and Cozzy P11, and Twin Cam for Born to Race P12. There you can see the rest of the top 24 in the championship. There's a lot of drivers on that championship roster, and here P24 going down to 23 points. Over in the Teams Championship, it's a similar story at the front as it's been all season long. Sidus leading the way with 309 points, 78 points clear of Race Green, the hosts, the sponsors, World Class Lions behind in P3. Born to Race in P4, MRC P5, Sim Broadcast up in P6. Then it's Fragmaster P7, Father and Sons Racing P8, Alma Course P9, ZFRL in P10, and Fortunato Racing Team in P11, with a solitary point on the board. Back to the track, we are following along with, who's that? Teemu Soini. He's in P24 at the moment, 2.9 seconds off of the pole time. set by Unite at the moment, and he's some 0.3 of a second ahead of Lacunas.
Yeah, it's I kind of expected Lacunas to be faster here. I remember last year he in TRR race he started last in race 2 and won it. But maybe he's saving something for the race.
Yeah, possibly. We're riding on board with Soini here as he heads through the new section, the modified section, up through Piff Paff the wrong way, and then round onto Graceland. Owen, why don't you talk us through this?
Yeah, so we're heading on board now through Graceland itself towards the apex, good and smooth. And then the run down to Tarzan will feel like an eternity, but he needs to get the breaking point spot on. And we have a car off in front of him, but it seems to be okay. Now the school straight with the alternate pit lane to the left. A bit more traffic to worry about for Timu, but it should be okay heading into Brook Curve. In the likes of the GT cars, it'd be okay to touch the grass, but in this LX6, you really have to avoid it at all costs. And then finally, it's Gretton Hairpin with some of our sleeping policemen to the right-hand side to make sure you keep the track limits. And looks like he's got it spot on. The run down to the oval should be nice and conventional. And we'll see what time it delivers for Timu.
Yeah, those sausages are a new addition at the exit of the Gretton Hairpin. We see the GT cars flying over there. Yeah, not really sticking to track limits there at all. And no improvement for Timu on that run. Possibly just doing race installation laps. Young Tommy B has slotted into P3. Antonio, who put on a good show yesterday in MRC GTR Monday, is in P4 at the moment for Born to Race. Upsas P5. Megadon in P6. And Mandula P7. Currently driving around in his Cell Plus LX6.
Antonio has been away for quite some time, I think for almost a year, but he's coming back really strong last few races.
Yeah, certainly he's not been around as much as as you said. You see Kid getting a bit of a power slide on through the modified Piff Paff section.
SBTV's Adam has put in a better time and it puts him into 23rd position, just ahead of our colleague Elmo.
Yeah, and as we've come to expect, as we watch Twin Cam put it off at the Tarzan hairpin, as we've come to expect, we've got big grid here. Even though it's quite a big track, in terms of its area, it's not that long, so there's not going to be much room for the 37 drivers who've posted times to find space in the race. And look, you can see 5 of them packed onto School Straight here as they enter the final sector of the lap. Great looking track this, isn't it, Rockingham in for speed?
Yeah, and really suits the car. I think that it's a good car to drive in these tight corners. It should be a good race.
Certainly, I'm very much looking forward to it. Has to be said. And yeah, a lot of familiar faces and also some returning faces. Most notably, Jonathan Pickard for Mercury Racing is in amongst the field. Not seen him for a while. At RTFR, Yaroslav Donlik's here. He was driving yesterday in GTR Monday. Did very well. P8 in the end at Fern Bay Gold in his XRR. Very different beast, the LX6 to the XRR. But a very fun car. If you haven't had a chance to drive it, it is well worth it. Fadas just improved to P25, your teammate number.
Yeah, good. I think he said he would just drive for fun. I don't think he had much practice. But this is also a fun race, so no practice needed.
Yeah, maybe the LX6 isn't the kind of car you'd pick for a conventional championship. So that's the strength of RTFR. It encourages people to try other things.
Well, do you want to hear a funny thing?
Yes, please.
Rony asked me to pick a combo for XL next XL race.
Yeah.
And I picked LX6 at Rockingham.
Right, so we're coming here again.
Yeah, I didn't know we will race it this week.
Right, so
But
this
yeah.
is a precursor to the longer edition in, I guess that's in May then.
Yeah, it would be
Yeah.
the May edition, all right. Yeah.
Yeah, so thanks for that. We're going to be coming back to the roads at Rockingham in the LX6 in May for RTFR XL, which should be fun. So yeah, if tonight goes well, then we'll see what goes on. The clock has ticked down to 0 as we see some cars enjoying the scenery around Rockingham. That was fun. But anyway, yes, I think that's everybody as well. I don't think we're going to get any more time set unless anyone is on a lap, gents.
I don't think anyone is.
So let's get a full rundown of the order of the starting grid, which should take place in about 9 minutes' time. Our qualifying results, please, Owen.
So pole position belongs to Sidus Unite. He was the only driver to make it into the 138s, but Lacunas will be alongside him on the front row with young Tommy B and that's Uspas, Upsas on row 2. Antonio and Mandula, row 3 there. Magadan, Ingatini, Sidus Gabor, and Pickard are the top 10. Ayub, Lorenzo, Iron Donny, Dahumuli, Michael Malik, Jocks, Kid, Botagas, Climbs, and Koivunen are the top 20. And we have more to report with SBTV's Adam taking 21st, Rony himself on P22, Yarkatilla 23rd, Magic, Fadas, Elmo, Soini, Rando, Donalik, and Lakota at the top 30. Yerloco 7-9, Twin Cam, LG Mies, SBTV's Falca, Tomas, and Xtoff are the final entries, 31st to 37th.
Thank you for that, Owen. We've got a few minutes to go until the start of the race, in fact, and yeah, we should plenty to talk about. Before that, obviously, we've got a rather large sponsorship from World Class Lines for this series. €400 going to the winners of the teams and obviously the drivers' championship, and that's been a talking point amongst the drivers all season, because at the moment it looks like Sidus are well on their way to getting the teams championship. But in the drivers championship, it's different because obviously with Botsy not showing up for most of the beginning of the season really, and Rick Cardle here a no-show, it really is anyone's game in the drivers championship.
Yeah, definitely feels like a different occasion today. The opportunity is here for another driver to take the honours. So Unite and Gabor will have the pressure on them today. They want to keep the team's championship tilted towards their favour.
Yep, certainly will. We've got 19 laps of Rockingham Historic Modified, a combo that none of us are particularly familiar with. We're familiar with all the corners, but not taken in this combination. Rony always likes to come up with these interesting layouts for us, and yeah, let's see if this modified chicane adds anything to the racing. In the light and twitchy LX6, it certainly should, because you're going to be under all sorts of load problems as you break down into that first left-hander before the short straight and then the right-hander off into through Piff-Paff into Gracelands, from the direction you wouldn't normally take it from. That is the beauty of Live for Speed. We can take these tracks and change them and add corners and make layouts that haven't been tested and haven't been driven before. And I'm sure all the drivers are looking forward to that. 37 drivers, guys, towards around Rockingham. It's going to be great.
I'm looking forward to it. I think the additions to the first turn or the second turn here are good, because it will make a longer braking zone, a slower corner, so there will be less chance of a big crash and a better chance of a nice overtake.
Yeah, plenty of overtaking, and it's worth noting that the apex for turn 1 has been extended slightly, because we often see drivers clouting the walls at the first chicane when taken in this combination. So Rony has added an extended apex to turn 1 in an attempt to slow the cars down, which I think is a really good addition actually. It's akin to the Boothie chicane actually at
Kyoto.
Kyoto. Thank you. So yeah, let's see if that's effective. I haven't seen it in use before. But,
I think it should be. I think it should be. It will definitely slow down the cars. It will definitely give a good chance to outbrake somebody, and this is a good car to have a try at outbraking in the braking zone, because you can do a lot with throttle blipping on the downshifts and just keeping a straight wheel, not getting your rear into a slide when you're braking hard.
yeah, I think the last RTFR race I competed in with the LX6 was a long time ago, but it was at Westhill in an open config. And I was racing wheel to wheel with Adam Wisniewski from Last Lap Motorsports. Oh, no, was it Virus? I can't remember. I think it was Virus, actually. And yeah, I actually won on that day, which was quite fun. Any good memories in the LX6 from you guys?
For me personally, no. I've just driven it for fun. I was like, oh, I can't handle the back end, so I'm like, I'll try something else.
What about you, Zdravko? Any decent races in the LX6?
I love the car. I love the car. I had a good race in TRI last year on West Hill also. I think it was West Hill 1. Ultimately, I lifted and gave the place to Unite and Gabber because they were better placed for a points in team championship. But it's a great car. I love racing it. It really shows the difference in skill between drivers. The setups aren't as important as in some cars with aerodynamics, and yeah, it's a driver's car for me. It's one of the biggest driver cars in LFS.
Yeah, especially when you drive it with full manual, with the H pattern. It does feel pretty great to drive that car when you've got it set up with the clutch and the full manual in LFS. And yeah, you're right, it really is a driver's car. A great fun one to chuck around the corners of Live for Speed. I wonder how many of the drivers agree with this as they head into this race. It looks like we've got a very big span of times, over 5 seconds separating pole from the drivers lower down. Hopefully that doesn't come into play too quickly during the race. We do expect some lapping, but hopefully that is clean. It's a quick car, but it's quite a wide track, so there's plenty of places for drivers to let each other through. Plenty of hairpins to go wide at and things like that. But yeah, hopefully a lot of fun to be had out there, certainly at Rockingham. 2 minutes to go until we are gridding up. Drivers are just out on the track getting some last-minute preparation. I'm very interested to see how Jonathan Pickard does. He's in P10 at the moment. He's been on a bit of a hiatus, I guess, from LFS. Not seen him around for a while, but he's here today. He's seriously quick. Can he improve and can he get up the order towards the kind of Unite, Young Tommy B and Lacunas region? Lagutskas will be wanting to, I guess, make up for his race yesterday. It wasn't perfectly plain sailing for him, was it?
Oh, he still won.
Yeah, it didn't go exactly to plan. He did still win. Yeah, okay. He wants to beat Unite here today, like he did yesterday. Yeah, let's see what he can manage.
Yeah, you talked before about H shifter. We know that Unite uses one, so he's at home with his car. I'm not sure Lagukas gave everything he had in quali. Maybe he was content with second place. I expect a big race from those two. I'm not sure Unite has the pace to run away. I hope not.
Well, Unite is the only car currently that's set below a 1 minute 39. He did a 1:38.97 in qualifying. Yeah, it's a really strong pace. Lagutskas is 3 tenths behind that. Young Tommy B a further 3 tenths. So yeah, if Unite can get it off the line and keep those tyres alive, he might be able to run away with it. And I'm sure that's what he wants. He'll want a sensible, clean race. But from past experience with Nico this season, he doesn't always get it his own way, does he? Sometimes he makes it difficult for himself. Sometimes some other drivers make it difficult for him. Yeah, a clean race surely is what he wants. It didn't go his way last time, that's for sure.
Yeah, that was just a bit bad luck, but there's always next time.
Well, there's always today, exactly. And we are expecting the grid any minute now.
Yeah, I'm also curious to see what Gabor can do. He's in P9, but I think he has the underlying pace to improve during the race.
He better hope he has, because he's still a second and a half off of Unite's ultimate pace. A second and a half in an LX6 around here, quite a long time actually. So yeah, let's see. He's got a lot of fast drivers ahead of him to get through. Upsas and Antonio, those two guys are strong. We know how strong they are, especially Upsas in the TRR Championship last year. Very strong driver, very good all rounder actually. Is Upsas. So he'll want to be getting in there and upsetting those guys. Mandula, we know how strong he is, lining up in P6. Here we go for the race. Sure. Take us away for it, Eoin.
Yeah, so the 19 laps of Rockingham are going to get underway in just a few moments with Sidus Unite in a British racing green with a little bit of anime on the back. He has the pole position.
Looks like Lagutskas is going to be watching this one with us on the stream. He's not on the grid. Unite is on the pole. Upsas and Antonio line up behind. Take it away, Eoin.
Yeah, so here are the lights. 1, 2, and 3. Get away. Looks strong here for the pole sitter. Yeah, that's nice. Upsas will merge in behind. He has the time and the space to do it. Bit of 2x2 action there between Antonio and Mandula for third and fourth. Here we go. Here's the rundown for what will now be known as Dean Curve. For the left-handed, the Unite goes wide. Upsas takes the lead. Unite recovers just about. Magadan, excuse me, is just hampered in his run. It is a 1-2 for Born to Race. Who would have seen that coming?
Certainly not Unite.
Absolutely not. As we start to get the updated order coming through, Upsas has taken over the lead, and Antonio up into P2. So, yeah, Unite has dropped down immediately to P3.
Oh, Rony's been tipped around by Elmo, I think it is. Magic's involved. But it seems like they're able to continue.
Yeah, a little bit of carnage over the back of the track. That's Rony now recovering. And Pickard has decided to, he's getting involved, isn't he? He's got two cars who've just knocked into each other ahead of him, and he's made up 2 places. One of those was Ayoub. Couldn't quite catch who the other one was. Was it Engatini? I think so, maybe. He's immediately going defensive on... Who is that? That is...
Magadan's through, yeah. Pickard defense against Ayoub now. It was a tough entry into Brook Curve. He held on to the rear end, though. And Engatini on the outside. All well and good there.
Yeah, but Lorenzo's got him.
Lorenzo
in that lovely Rothmans livery has decided to get in amongst the action. Further behind Gabor. Not a good start for Gabor. Unite's got past one of the B2R cars. That's Antonio as they head round onto lap number 2. So Antonio already dropping back down, and it looks like other cars have been dropping down the order. Gabor, not a good start. He's gone down a place, Zdravko.
Oh, maybe that's aggressive. Carry on.
Yeah, maybe he just played it safe on first lap. It was a bit here. Oh, Antonio makes an... Oh, that's a bad move.
No, I think he has to surrender that.
Not a clean pass at all, that one.
Oof, he's just non-stop here, and he finally gets the move done. Mandula will be thankful for that as it puts Unite under pressure. But it seemed like Antonio is the buffer for Upsas. He's doing whatever he can to be a nuisance here, and it's working. Upsas has a lead of 2.5 seconds.
Yeah, so as we head down into Tarzan, it is B2R12, but Unite definitely won't be happy with that move. He was getting bullied there. And Mandula he's up a couple of places. He'll be wanting to get involved in that as well if he can. But yeah, Unite piling on that pressure onto Gabor. As Lorenzo's tumbling down the order. I'm not sure what's happened to him, but he's tumbled down to P17 now as Unite goes for a send at Gretton. And wheel to wheel again as we head onto the oval. Mandula will be watching this with anticipation. And I'm not sure. Will Unite be able to keep that into turn 1?
I think he managed to run away just enough. He made a wide apex on the last hairpin to be able to shoot out of the turn. Yeah, and he's got it. That was a smart move from Unite. He didn't want to risk another lap fighting in the hairpins.
Oh, well, as we head into the Dean hairpin, this extended chicane, which I really like, actually. I think that's a really, really nice addition. What do you guys think? That's really slowing the cars down effectively there.
Yeah, Antonio got another run. Let's see how. Oh, another dive.
Oh, he's repeating the trick. Yeah.
Well, he was actually enough alongside that time for it to be cleaner. Unite probably in anticipation. And Mandula's just not within striking distance, is he? We've got a flipper at turn 1. Adam for Sim Broadcast upside down at the first corner. That's the race over for him. Antonio continuing to dice with Unite here.
I mean, Unite will have to consider closing off the inside. Oh, Antonio gets on the grass.
Yeah, he's off. He's in the gravel. That's not gone well for him. And that is Megadan who gets past and is Antonio is now in a battle with Mr. Jonathan Pickard from Mercury Racing.
Just shows how hard this car is. If you put a wheel on the grass a bit, you have big problems.
Indeed, it just immediately lets go of its traction. The suspension will be working very hard, especially on the front end. You'll see, perhaps on an onboard camera, you can just see the suspension at work. It's one of the thrills of driving one of these kind of cars. There's a perfect example of Ayoub. You can see the bouncing, trying to hang on to the oval straight. And now the banking taking effect again, just near the apron. Yeah, spot on there. Ayoub has a run on his teammate, but I don't think he'd be as aggressive on him. He's going to probably defend for his own needs. Yeah, so there we go. With Pickard just behind as well. It's going to be close between these three for a while, I'd suspect.
Yeah, Pickard is all over the back of Ayoub, and
that's a
makes contact. Yeah, it's a bit of a. I don't even know if he was thinking of making a move. It just ended up in a crash. Ayoub had to have a bit of a wiggle on the steering wheel, but manages to keep that position ahead of Jonathan.
Well, the guy profiting from all that is Gabor. He's slowly closing up to this trio.
Yeah, he's in P8 at the moment. He's made 2 places since last we saw, and it looks like Pickard's going for a move, or trying to go for a move on that Born to Race car. 3 Born to Race cars in the top 6 at the moment. That's not something we expected to see. They've been a bit all over the place in the last few rounds, Born to Race. They've shown promise, but then dropped the ball at the last minute. So let's hope they can keep it the way it is today.
There's a car off at Tarzan, I believe. I think they may have just recovered it.
Yeah, we've got a few cars. We've got a huge amount of cars actually on the school straight at the moment. There's a lot of action further down the field. Of course, with such big grids, it is quite difficult to focus on everything. All the action does seem to be concentrated at the front. We're watching Rando, who's trying to size up this group of 4 cars ahead of him. The 4 cars ahead of him, including who have we got in there? Elmo, 7.9, LG Me, Spottigas.
Just a huge train of more than 10 cars. I'm watching the leading pair, and Unite took half a second out of abscess on last lap.
He's got the fastest lap of the race as well as it goes.
It looks like he's much faster in the last sector. First sector abscess is able to hold him.
The battle for 13th, Koivunen has overtaken Fat-Ass for position as Yargitala. I think just in the very background he went off before Piff Paff.
Yeah, we've got a
twin cam
car there as well. Twin cam, yeah. Just about keeps the place on Yari.
Oh, Elmo got tipped. I think they're continuing as normal. Yeah, Climbs has actually taken the most brunt of that. His momentum is gone and he's stuck on the grass trying to get back to full speed.
7.9 is under pressure from Tilo. Tilo driving the is that an Erdinger skin? Oh, it's Heroes of Racing livery, whatever it is. Tilo is currently in the middle. Yeah, he's in the middle of these 2 guys. We've got a fight on for P10. Zdravko.
So we have Iron Donny attacking the Muley. Oh, he goes wide. That's a nice exit. That will push him alongside. Now the question is, will Muley be able to get a draft? Yeah, he has it. So this would be a drive through the whole oval, probably side by side, and then this will be decided in the braking zone for first turn. Rony was getting closer and closer whole last lap. And he gets a better speed on the other banking in the oval. As Pekka doesn't move.
Yeah,
Oh my
Pekka
god.
Koivunen
Oh,
goes for a dive. Luckily, he managed to get it slowed down. I thought he was going to take.
my heart stopped.
Yeah, RTFR gives us like a bit of shocks, and
That was quite a
hopefully
long
not
way
too
back,
many to
but it
cause us
worked.
our. Oh, Fadas!
Yeah, we just
And the Harmon
tail end of that.
collide.
Yeah, there's Michael Malik involved in that, as well as
Yeah, the mule also. My dear teammate Ferris did a mistake and spun Mule around. Also spun himself.
Into
It's not an
Gracelands.
easy car.
Yeah, Twin Cam is defending from Yarikatilla. And luckily they decided to take Gracelands one at a time, because that corner can be very, very dangerous if you don't approach it with the proper respect. Twin Cam holding onto the rear as best he can, and it looks like this battle is just going to progress, but it calms down for this next few corners.
Yeah, back at the lead, the gap's come down to less than 2 seconds, but we're on a watch of Antonio again. He's attacking his teammate. It's Antonio versus Abe. It looks like Abe's managed to get through, in fact, in the last sector, and is now defending.
Abe passed him on the hairpin, but now Antonio has draft. Quite a good draft in this car, you would expect. Yeah, but we see Antonio a bit. Oh. I wanted to say he's a bit more careful with his teammates.
Well, had to get in a commentator's curse, didn't we?
I mean, to be fair to him, he started braking really early, but then he lifted brake a bit because he thought Abe would wake later. Hard to judge in these cars.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with the modifications that have been made to the track. It's a bit of a foreign car to most, and certainly a foreign layout. As I mentioned in the pre-show, it's weird when you have all these roads you're familiar with, but they're strung together in an order you're not familiar with, and it feels like you're driving a completely different track. Anyway, we're riding on board with Yaroloko, who was closing up to the back of Rony, but Rony's checked out a little bit now. The Argentina Turismo driver, currently P18. Got Carnage again at Piff Paff. Kota here, battling side by side with, I think that's Climbs, as they head side by side through Graceland, Owen.
Yeah, they have to stay one at a time, as we saw on the previous lap. Climbs will merge to the outside, hoping the braking zone will help him out here, and the long outside line can cut back onto the school straight. Yes, that's a good cutback.
Yeah, Lakota driving another caramel looking livery. We've got a battle on Zdravko.
Yeah, Antonio got a good exit out of last turn, so he got a draft from Abe. Let's see how this works in first turn. Maybe Abe returns the favor of spinning. He's a bit better for his teammate. Yeah, so this brings Gabber into the play, because Gabber is now on the tail of Abe. He's been closely following these two B2R guys for the last 2 laps. Maybe I guess he hopes to pass them both by the end of the race.
Thomas and Jocks on the oval turn 1. Pardon the interruptions, Ravko. That was a scary looking incident.
Oof. There's a car stationary there by the looks of it.
Yeah, luckily they didn't drift up into the wall and into the path of other drivers, but Thomas has suffered quite badly. He's missed his first braking zone. That allows another father and son's car through, and Soini as well, and Magic. Now Gabor and Ayub side by side into rock curve, but it is still Ayub ahead. I'll stay in the formation here into the next lap. It'll be lap 9. This week,
nice
big for the team's
battle,
championship. Carry on.
Yeah, Speaking of Sidus, I mean, Unite has been maintaining that gap, Zdravko, to Upsas, but Upsas is responding to that pace.
Yeah, I mean, in the last lap, Unite got 3/10 faster lap than Upsis, but it's not coming near as fast down the gap to first place as Unite would like. Upsis is really hitting his stride on this track.
Yeah, and Gabbo's met his match. He can't get past Abe. He's giving it a good go. And there we go. There's a bit of contact. Push to pass, maybe. Now he's letting Abe go. It's the right thing to do. Just misjudging the brakes, as many drivers have into the first part of this modified Piff-Paff chicane. Gabbo's going to have to try and get him elsewhere. In all the meantime, Antonio is being allowed to run away ahead. 2 seconds the gap between these guys and Antonio.
Whisper battle for 15th.
Oh, and there's a battle for 15th.
Yeah, Rony versus the Hifmuli versus Yerloko. At Piff Paff, there was nothing to choose between them, but it's the Hifmuli with the best run out of the corner. Rony be slightly aggrieved with that. He just couldn't hang on to his position. Into the Tarzan hairpin next. Is there a sign of a counterattack? There is. A high line for the Hifmuli may have backfired. Yerloko, out of my way. It's wheel to wheel there.
Yerloko,
We'll decide what happens next here. Yariktila is behind now as well. That's much better. Yerloko takes away that brief advantage the Hifmuli had.
That was a great opportunistic move.
Yeah, you called it a burglary. I like that.
Yeah. I'm not sure the mule was even looking at Yerloko. He was looking at Rony.
Yeah.
And they just got the place stalled away.
Great stuff. Upsas is really close to Unite now. This gap is 0.4 of a second, so let's focus on the lead again for a bit. We have a chasing pink... Well, it's not really a pink car, is it? It's a Caterham by the looks of it, or a Lotus. And yeah, Sidus is lining up the Born to Race car into the Dean hairpin. Definitely a Caterham, my mistake.
This would be interesting to see, because it's one thing to catch, another thing to pass, especially on this track with this oval. If Upsis makes all the right moves in the tight places, he can hold Unite back for quite a long time, because the pace difference isn't so big as in some other drivers.
Yeah, it's certainly true, and it seems like Upsas has the advantage on the fast oval section of the circuit. Unite might be willing to line him up for the first sector.
He won't be close enough for the move here. Sorry, Zdravko.
Yeah, I just wanted to say these two guys know each other very well. We raced together in Yes Motorsports last year, so they know how they work. They probably have the similar or same setup for the car.
Yeah, you're not able to take title lines through Piff-Paff. This is where we joined the battle last lap, and you know Nico's just got a title line generally everywhere. Upsas is a bit wide of the apexes, which is I think where Nico's been able to close up that gap. But like you said, it's one thing catching, it's another thing passing. Nico's got another 8 laps to do it after this one.
I think here a big advantage for Nico is wheel, because Upsis is driving on a mouse. He can be smoother with throttle, he can be smoother on the brakes, and now when the tires are a bit used, it helps a lot.
Just watching all the cars come through Tarzan, and we'll pick up with Pekka Koivunen, who is doing a great job at the moment. Is Pekka down in P11? Yeah, Upsas managed to get a bit of a break out of Gretton, and Nico's nowhere near him actually on this attempt.
Yeah, we got a fight with Ferris and Mike. Oh my god.
That's
That
a
fight
bit of
is
a
done. We can focus
Yeah.
on something else.
yeah.
Thanks
It
for
was
that,
like
Michael.
an air punch, just completely missed his target.
Yeah, that was it. That was the racing equivalent of an air punch. Sorry, that's tickled me. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, Michael, that was not good. Anyway, we're watching Rony, who's in P15. Probably saw the aftermath of Michael whiffing past whoever that was, Fatas. Was it Fatas or was it someone else? No, it was Fatas.
Yeah, what is Ferris? It was Ferris.
Yeah, and Twincam has said, "Thank you very much. I'll take that place."
I mean, props to Ferris for not turning in, for noticing that Michael will completely sail past.
Yeah, oh yeah. Could have been a big crash otherwise. Good awareness. 7 seconds the gap between the top two and Mandula. So these two really are in a league of their own at the moment. Kid is well, he's not only has he changed his name to to his team during this race, he's also catching up to Jonathan Pickard, a driver who is a dab hand in these cars normally, and he's currently in P8, but he's having to defend a bit, isn't he, Sujavko?
Yeah, Kid has better pace these last few laps. I think that SBTV take gave him a few tenths. To be fair, he has better tires, so maybe it's tire management issue for Picard. Yeah, but he's a bit too far this lap. It looks like Kid has more pressure on his tires because he definitely has better speed on the straights.
Whisper lead battle's very close again. Both leaders side by side, nearly. You can just see Upsas has the racing line for Gracelands. It's going to be Delta distraction there. Unite tries to put a wheel alongside. This has been a tricky lap for a race leader, just trying to hang on to the position. It allows Unite to pick and choose where he wants to attack. Still no success. There will be about 6 laps to go, and they cross the line next.
Yeah, that was as close as you'd want it to be. Unite really was showing it to Upsas there. Upsas is lucky to hang on actually through Gracelands, but he did have enough momentum around the outside to keep it. He's gone wide again here, Zdravko, and I reckon he might be under threat.
I think he went wide on purpose just to give himself a bigger speed on the exit, but it hasn't worked, and I think Unite has the draft. Now, will he be able to do something with it? That's another story. But he has the draft and he has the speed to get alongside on turn 1.
Let's see which way he chooses to go. Is he going to go to the left or the right? Looks like he's going to go to the right. He's going to go the long way around.
That's a bold move.
Yep, and it hasn't paid off on the entry. Yeah, this is a great fight for the lead. This is exactly what we want to see. Wheel-to-wheel action, clean wheel-to-wheel action at the head of RTFR. Great stuff between these two. They're showing the rest of the field how it's done.
I mean, I understand the logic behind Unite's move. You go on the outside and hope for the guy on the inside to outbrake himself. Then you can go underneath him, but Abscess is just too good to do a mistake like that.
Whisper battles for 22nd and down. We're looking now at Yaroslav Donalik. He's just ahead of Climbs, I think, by a little bit. There's actually the driver behind I should have been talking about. It's Climbs, who was on the offensive in the last lap. He's up to 23rd. It's very close behind. Lorenzo and Lakota are battling away. And then Jox and Rando as well. Very, very close between them.
And close between Elmo and Thamuli as well, just ahead. But yes, there's lots of battling going on around the cusp of the 20th position as we pick up Yaroslav again. He's battling with Texas pretty hard. Ooh. Through the tyres.
Thank you. Yeah, so it seems like Texas has held the advantage there over Yaroslav. If Tarzan remains clean, it should be okay.
at
Now
this
a three-way. Yeah.
Yeah,
Michael
it's
Malik.
Michael, Ronnie, and Yaroloko. And it looks like Yoni fancies a sniff down the inside of Michael. This is where Michael pirouetted very nicely on camera a couple of laps ago. Yaroloko is now checked out, and it leaves these two to squabble for P14 or P15.
So for first place, United is launching attack again. Abscess made a mistake going into a
He's got it
grass a
this
bit.
time. Oh
I'm
no!
not
How has
sure.
he
I'm
managed?
not
How has
sure.
he done that? Yeah, I felt like that was signed, sealed, and delivered, but Abscess has held it around the outside.
Yeah, there's more grip going wider. Abscess is a really smart racer.
That's a great
He's just
defense.
closing. Yeah, he's just closing the apex. Yeah, going defensive now. This will hurt him on the exit.
Yeah, but United's got a wobble on the entry, on the brakes, so he won't have as much grip as he needs. Going to go for the send in Segretten. Will he do it on the oval? He sent up Sass a little bit deep. It's going to be close again on the oval. This is great stuff. I'd really like to see this sort of close action at the front. Neither driver has the advantage right now, really. Even though Upsas has track position, Unite is right where he wants Upsas.
Well, Unite now, actually I'd say Unite has advantage because he can pick what line into turn 1 he wants. He's going outside again. That's interesting. Last time
Maybe he's
he
trying
went
to cut back. Maybe he's trying to cut back. Yeah, he's trying to cut back.
Yeah, Abscess had a bit of a wobble in turn 1.
Oh, this is chess. This isn't racing. This is chess. Upsas. Oh, too much slide, but will he maintain the inside? Oh, no, just not. It was a good idea, but just didn't pay out in the end. And it does look like Unite has got past for now, but Upsas goes for a send. Not enough. Great racing. Really great racing.
I think Unite was entitled to go for a racing line there. Abscess wasn't close enough at the start of braking zone.
Yeah, I certainly agree with that, Stravko. It was great. Half a lap there for Unite. Got the overtake done through turn 2 and turns 3 before he was able to hold it for the now unfamiliar turn 5. He's got where he needs to be.
Important questions to be asked are: does Upsas have any sort of response for Nico after that? That was really great stuff, though, you have to say. Good defense, but ultimately not enough to keep the Finn at bay.
I'm not sure he has.
Whisper, Donnelly, and the Hamuli bit contact. We're going to concentrate on 21st, 22nd. Donnelly and the Hamuli battle. Texas got through on the oval section ahead of the Hamuli, so that means it's a struggle this time by for our ZFRL driver. So he's down 2 places trying to hold on against Donnelly, but it's failed, so he has to regroup as quickly as he can.
Yeah, proof once again that it doesn't matter what your outright pace is. There's always a battle for you in RTFR. Come and join us on Tuesdays, 3 Tuesdays a month for RTFR, 2 editions of the regular championship that you're watching tonight, and a monthly longer race in RTFR XL. Get yourself along and try and qualify. Great races, as you can see. Nico has opened that gap up a little bit to Zdravko, almost a second to Upsas now, but anything can happen.
Well, Abscess just needs to stay close and hope for a bit of a mistake. There are 2 left cars in a way, so Unite will catch them. If he catches them on the bad turn, maybe Abscess can get close enough to catch a draft on over. It's not over yet, I think.
No, and it's also not over for P2 either. Magadan has been putting in some great laps, and he's closing in, I think, on Mandula. The battle for P3 is still alive, and there's 2.5 laps to go to settle that one. Meanwhile, Antonio is some way back, actually, from that battle. What could have been for him and Upsas this race? They were P1 and 2 at one point at the beginning.
Yeah, without that mistake from Antonio, maybe they could have held Unite longer.
Whisper, what happened to Pickard?
We've lost Jonathan Pickard. He just dropped out of P10, and that promotes Pekka Koivunen into the top 10. Not sure what happened to Pickard. Maybe tyres, who knows? But 2 laps to go, and he's aborted his run. Unite has started the penultimate lap. We see that fantastic looking car fly itself round the oval turn 1. He's got a little bit of traffic to contend with, shouldn't be an issue. He's got enough time and space to be let through. He's right behind him though.
Interesting point is, Abscess was 2 tenths faster last lap than Unite. It's probably easier to follow than being the one followed. Now Abscess can see what lines Unite drives and see where he can go faster because he stayed in touch.
Yep, certainly. Upsas is, yeah, he's close. He's within striking distance, but he really does. He needs to close that gap up a little bit more, and stop sliding through Gracelands if he wants to catch. But that is the gap for the lead for the race. And there's a little back marker in the way, but the oval's coming up, and actually the back marker's letting him go on the straight, which is nice.
Yeah, Thomas merges to the right-hand side of the school straight. Allows the race leaders to carry on their battle. And Dula on the battle for the podium with Magadan.
Oof.
Just needs to hold his nerve a little longer.
It wasn't shown on camera, but Abscess made a send in last turn. I think he overbraked. He missed Unite by a millimeter.
Shucks, it's a shame we missed it, but yeah, he's a long way back now.
Yeah.
Be a madman to go for a send from there.
I mean, he's still 2 tenths faster this lap than Unite, but yeah, he would be a lot closer without that last turn. He just went like Michael style.
Yeah, well, as they head back through the first chicane again, it's the way it was at the end of last lap. Just let's see on this final lap whether Obsess does any more heroics. He has closed the gap up again. Whether Unite is just managing this pace on this final lap, who knows? But anyway, pretty close still.
Yeah, exit of this turn is a place where Unite gains the most compared to Abscess. He's just smoother and doesn't slide.
Yeah, Unite will pick the racing line into Tarzan. Should be simple enough. You can now merge to the left-hand side. And this is basically Upsas's last hope. Heading towards the Gretton Hairpin, turn 11.
Any bets if he will send it?
He did
very
last
courageous.
time, so maybe he will.
It was a mistake last time, but
no.
Unite has a bit of a slide.
Well, I mean, this could be all change. To be fair, this could be. Can't quite make the gap from here, but I think Unite's done everything he needs to do just at the end to take the lead here. Owen takes away.
Yeah, Upsas has a bit of a burnt clutch, but Sidus Unite will cross the line to win RTFR at Rockingham and a celebratory 360 with Upsas finishing second, with Mandula getting final podium place. Magadan has completed the day in 4th position. And then we'll have Antonio for P5. Great job there for B2R. Ayub, even better there for 6th position. There's Gabor for 7th. In 8th place, it's our SBTV's Kid. And Iron Donny is actually done very well to get 9th. Pekki Koivunen is the 10th place finisher. So congrats to the WCL car. Over the line in a celebratory fashion is Fadas, ahead of Twin Cam, who gained a lot of places compared to qualifying. Well done there. Yarloco has the 13th position. Another close battle there was Michael Malik against Rony and Yargitala, 14th through 16th.
Side-by-side battle here. Oh,
Renzo at the line. Yeah, the Muli drifted into the barrier, and that cost him the place or the chance to compete. 7-9 and Timu Soini are also battling for position at the line. We're gonna go neck and neck, but it is 7-9 at the finish. 29th for him. Timu takes 30th. Thomas a lap down, 31st, and then Xtoff 32nd is the last finisher.
And for, I'm not sure how many times it's been this season, but it feels like it's at least 2 or 3. Unite takes his place on victory lane in his LX6 to take the victory again in Rony's Tuesday Fun Race. There's the B2R celebration going on down at the first corner. Upsas, Antonio, Ayoub and Twincam representing the team there at turn 1. So, time for a full rundown of the order, I think, as we, reflect and take a look at Unite, who's won in stunning fashion again. A close battle with Upsas, though, has to be said. Some 8 seconds ahead of Mandula, who managed to hold off Magadan in the end. Antonio and Ayoub for Born to Race P5 and 6. Sidus' Gabor not able to progress as far through the field as maybe we would have expected. Zdravko, would you say that's fair?
Yeah, fair assessment.
Ian Doney finishes P9. Jonathan Pickard retired, and therefore Pekka Koivunen kind of inherits P10 for World Class Lines. Fadas in P11 for Fragmasters. Then it's Born to Race Twincam P12. Yaraloco for Argentina Turismo P13. Michael Malik for Master Race Car P14. Rony for Race Green P15. World Class Lines Yari Katila P16. Bottigas P17. And Elmo Texas and Yaroslav Donlik round out the top 20. On the second set of results, we have in P21 Lorenzo and the Muli, Lakota, Jox, Magic Climbs, Rando, Tilo, Falkenberg, 7-9, Timu Soini, Thomas, Xtov, Jonathan Pickard classified 3 laps down, and Engatini and Adam rounding out the 35 drivers who took part in the end in the 253rd Rony's Tuesday Fun Race, the 9th of the 2021 season in the LX6 at Rockingham Historic Modified. And as you can see there at the bottom, Sidus Unite took the fastest lap of the race at 1:39.59, some 0.6 off of his quali time, but still, guys, a really impressive lap when he was battling wheel to wheel with Upsas for basically, the entirety of the race.
Can't fault him. Great pace and great racecraft. They both, P1 and P2, showed us a great race.
Absolutely did. And if you enjoyed that, you can come and join us in a couple of weeks' time. The Rony's Tuesday Fun Race series takes place 3 Tuesdays every month. And the next time you will see these cars on track in a Rony's event will be Tuesday, the 11th of May. That'll be Rony's Tuesday Fun Race 254th edition at Aston Grand Touring Reversed in the very popular Formula V8. Zdravko, will you be driving in that one? That sounds like a combination that's right up your street.
Well, I just heard it will be this combo. I'm just listening to it. I'll be happy to drive it. I think that's a single-seater. I love single-seater. That's an Aston, and I don't know what I love more, Aston or single-seaters.
Okay, well, yes, we have lots to look forward to in the FO8 at Aston Grand Touring in a few weeks' time. Thank you very much, Eoin. Thank you very much to Zdravko for joining me for coverage of tonight's race. We hope you guys enjoyed it too, and will join us again for the next one. A reminder to everybody watching that we are covering New Dimension Racing's Layout Racing League Season 3, and that kicks off this Saturday at 3:40 UTC, and that's at Broker Hill in the GTIs. So a brand new series. We covered the finale of Season 2 last year, but we are now covering the full 8-round series of the Layout Racing League starting this Saturday on the channel. Then on Monday, Bank Holiday Monday in the UK, Piran Moto's Trial of Champions #1. We are covering that with commentary by the Piran Moto team. We are on production for that one. It should be fun. 90 minutes of action, and details to sign up for the Piran Moto Trial of Champions is available on the Live for Speed forum and also on their Discord server. So go over to there to find out more information on that. But yes, we'll be back for RTFR in a couple of weeks' time on Tuesday, the 11th of May at Aston Grand Touring Reversed in the FO8. Thanks very much for watching. Have a great evening. Good night.